live stream, guys. Yes, we are doing another mental health awareness live stream, guys. Yes, where I will be talking about my own personal experiences overcoming my depression, my substance abuse, and my homelessness, guys. I am literally an open book, so anyone can ask me anything, guys, and I am here to try and help anyone who wants help, guys. I really, really am. So I'm your friendly, interdimensional, extraterrestrial, Ezekiel. Yes, I am doing a mental health awareness live stream today where I will be talking about my own personal experiences, guys. You know, my heart is on my sleeve and I am an open book for each and every single one of you to experience a little bit about how my life has been and where I'm at now, you see, because it's very important, guys, to be living in the present, you know. So thank you for joining this chat. I do appreciate it, and thank you for the like. We're going to wait for a few more participants to join this live stream, guys. I'm just enjoying a lovely coffee at the moment. It's very nice. A bit hard to drink, you know, but, you know, we give it a go. 2 participants in the live. Thank you. Right, guys, let me know who you are. Drop a comment, please, and then we can start some talking, you know. It'd be very interesting to know what you're all up to today. Really, really would. Let's wait for some more of these participants, shall we? But welcome into the live, though, guys. I do appreciate you being in this mental health awareness live stream, guys. Yes, where I'm going to be talking about my own personal experiences overcoming my depression, my substance abuse, and my homelessness, guys. Yes, if I can do it, you can do it too, guys. You literally can. And this is what we're going to be discussing, guys, how I did it and how that, you know, my life is so amazing now and that I have some amazing friends around me. It really, really is incredible. You know, I mean, my friends are my everything, you know. I really do appreciate my friends, especially the ones that help me on this channel to create such amazing videos and content. And, you know, all the friendships that we've gained over the years. And it's really, really, really does warm my heart. Kaylee, welcome. Oh, Izzy, hello. Lizzie, hello. It's a pleasure to have you in the live. Thank you for joining. So for those of you who don't know who I am, let me just introduce myself, because I can imagine you were probably doom scrolling and now you've landed on my face. So let me just ease those tensions, guys. I'm your friendly, interdimensional, extraterrestrial Ezekiel. Yes, and today we are doing a mental health awareness live stream where I will be talking about my own personal experiences overcoming my depression, my substance abuse, and my homelessness. Have you on your face? What have you on my face? This is my mask. I'm a human underneath, guys. See? I'm a human underneath this mask. I'm not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. Ragnarok, welcome back. Ragnarok, I should say. I always say Ragnarok. Ragnarok. I don't know why. But thank you for joining, Luke. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. So guys, yes. So if you have any questions about me overcoming my depression, substance abuse, or homelessness, then please just fire away. Nipple tweaks. Nipple tweaks. I am getting very confused on who you are because someone keeps saying that you're Nipple tweaks, but I'm not too sure if it is the person I know or not. So Nipple tweaks. Do I know you in real life? I need to know. Kaylee. Oh, you are you? Would you like to know a little bit about how I overcame my depression and anxieties and my substance abuse, Kaylee? It could really, really help, you know. But maybe if you'd like to share anything, if you feel safe enough to do so, you know, because that's the most important thing, though, you know, when we share things in here. Thank you for gifting a membership as well, Luke. Appreciate that. When we share things on this channel, you know, it can be quite overwhelming. So we need to make sure that you're safe enough to do so, okay? Only do it if you feel like that you can. Thank you, Kaylee. Nipple tweaks. No, you don't. Don't everyone asks me that to know why. Oh, Bram. Oh, so there we are. Bram, you have a membership that was gifted to you by Ragnarok. Luke, one of our paranormal investigators, and everything else we investigate also, not just paranormal. He gifted you that membership. Thank you very much, Luke. No, you don't. Everyone asks me. That's funny, that is, though, Nipple Tweaks. Probably because I'm such a nice You definitely are a very nice person. You are very, very, very good to Ezekiel and everybody on this channel. I do appreciate you being in this live stream, Nipple Tweaks. I really do. No. Yes. Yeah, he knows our government names. So, for those of you that just join in, let me just quickly introduce myself. I'm your friendly, interdimensional, extraterrestrial Ezekiel. Yes, and you have landed on my mental health awareness live stream, where I will be talking about my own personal experiences overcoming my depression, my substance abuse, and my homelessness, guys. I'm an open book. My heart is on my sleeve, and I am okay about talking about all of these topics, guys. I might have a little cry sometimes under this mask, but I am only human, though, but it's okay, because Ezekiel really enjoys being able to get, all of this off my chest, because it really does help, and that's all I ever needed to get better, was to be able to talk and communicate. I found it so difficult to communicate, guys. Ease, welcome back. You haven't blinked in 15 minutes, trooper. My eyes have gone so sore, it's unbelievable. They're so dry. Morning, Drew. Thank you for joining the chat. I do appreciate it. You can almost disguise your Welsh accent with that posh old English impression. Thank you, Nipple Tweaks. I do appreciate that. I am Netherlands, and in Netherlands I am 40. Okay. In Greece. Okay. XOXO. How do I make a Negro? My Negro. Oh, guys, come on now. Fell for that then, didn't I? That was a good one, though. That is a good one. Oh, God. How do I fall for all these jokes that these humans that they do to me sometimes? I don't realize I'm doing them, Oh. Harrison, thank you for being back in the live. I really do appreciate you. You are so hot, Kaylee. Is it very difficult out in Greece? I can imagine it is. Bruh, welcome to the live. I do appreciate you being in this live, guys. So, do you all want me to start talking about, a little bit about how I, on my journey with my mental health, how I managed to overcome my depression and my substance abuse and my homelessness? So, I think that maybe we should start with how, my depression started. Well, I can't go too far back, guys, because, there is some very sensitive stuff, when I was a lot younger. So I want to talk about as I was an older human being, when I'm in my human form, that is. Do your thing, share your story. Okay, thank you very much. So basically, guys, right, in 2018, I was working as a mechanic, you see, and I was working at a very reputable garage. I won't say what it was, but, at the time I was doing substances and things, and I think that, I thought that I was like a Ferrari, a Ferrari with 1,000 horsepower, and I felt like that I was always that Ferrari with 1,000 horsepower. But you see, after a while, that Ferrari loses a few horses, and as I got older, taking those substances dragged me down further into my depressive states, and ultimately to create negative pathways for myself. But, at the time, I thought that these substances were helping me, overcome my depression, but they weren't. I was merely using them as a remedy to try and, stop thinking about the past and the future, you see. When I was trying to take substances, I was trying to be in the present, but it wasn't working like that for me, So anyway, I got caught doing substances whilst at work. Therefore, the negative pathway that I created whilst doing that, ultimately, I lost my job, you see. In 2018, I lost my job. So then, you can imagine, I was not in a good place, guys, at all. It really, really wasn't. Julian, welcome back to the live. Harrison, thank you. Thank you, Harrison. I really do appreciate that. Bro, what's inside the fridge behind you? I could probably show you that later. Little Tweaks, he was working at a MG Rover back seat. Nipple Tweaks, that is pretty funny though. So, right then, guys, where was I then? I just got the battle spiritual, and most people love running with the devil and don't want to change. So the thing is, though, guys, that's the thing, right? You've got to want to change. You know, and me getting caught doing substances at work changed me profoundly. You know, it changed me on a level that was, you know, I needed to go through it, guys. You know, if I hadn't lost all those things, if I hadn't subsequently lost my house, my car, you know, my sanity, then I wouldn't be where I am right now, guys. So therefore, the negative pathways in my life actually produced positive outcomes and positive pathways only when I started to see them as I do now. But on my spiritual awakening, guys, you know, it was something I needed to go through in order to become the person that I am today, you know. So, you know, all the problems in my life ultimately created who I am now. And I am one of the most positive people that you will ever meet in your life right now, because I have been in the darkest parts of my life, guys. I really, really have. And I'm saying this from the depths of my heart, guys. You know, I really, really have been through a lot, guys. And, you know, I just want to be an inspiration to each and every single one of you humans that are also going through something. And, you know, the statistics of us males, we are high on the statistics for unaliving. You get me, guys? But because I have been there, guys. I have literally tried exiting this world twice in my life. You know, the third time I managed to go and get help before it got too far. But the first time was when I was very young, and the second time was, I think, was in my 30s, actually. Yes, and it changed my life completely because, you know, at the time, I can't talk into too much detail about it, guys, but I actually got I was spiked with a substance that I didn't know I was under its influence, you see. And I ain't going to go down too many paths with this, guys, because, you know, it's very, very, you know, taboo to talk about, I guess, you know, but I really do want to talk about what I can talk about, guys. And what I really want to try and focus on in this mental health awareness live stream is that I am here now in the present. And I think that's the most important thing, is to understand that, you know, that living in the present is where we must be as humans. Because when we live in the past or the future, the nervous system will react to the past and the future. Because when we're thinking about the past, we're thinking about things that happened. And when we think about the future, we are thinking about things that probably haven't happened and that our minds are making up scenarios. But those scenarios, our bodies, our nervous systems can't tell the difference between it being real or not real, and therefore creating negative pathways. This is why it is very important, guys, to be able to stay in the present. And these are the sort of tools that I'm going to help teach in these live streams, guys. And I'm not talking about physical tools, something that you can grab a hold of. No, I'm talking about the metaphysical tools. The metaphysical tools that I can help teach you guys so that you can go to a place that you can call home in the heart. You know, many people call it different things, but it's when you close your eyes and allow yourself to be in the present, guys. And once you can do that, you can start focusing on the problems in our lives, because ultimately I did substances to try and forget the bad things that I was doing in my life. You know, all the bad mistakes and all the bad things that had happened, I was merely taking substances to try and stop myself from thinking about being in the past or in the future. I was trying to be present, but it wasn't working that particular way for me, because the next day, as you can imagine, it was what you call a come down, and it starts all over again. And then it's a constant race to try and get to that same place again in the presence of those substances that weren't really doing anything apart from creating more negative pathways. But guys, like someone was saying in the comments not too long ago, it is so difficult to want to change. It really is, guys, you know, and it took me 30 odd years to regain back my life, guys. Sorry, but it does get me. It does get me. I am crying under here, but it's okay. It really is. D, Renee, welcome back. Appreciate it. Pack Fresh, welcome. I do appreciate it. With an yes, I literally, Pack, you are right. I did. And I'm going to teach you all how I overcame it, because we can all do it. And do you know what? I'm so glad that I am here to be able to share this with each and every single one of you, because, guys, I love each and every single one of you. I really do, guys. And somebody's got to start sticking their neck out to other people on these platforms and start being a voice for others, guys. It's so important that we speak up, especially as males, guys. We don't talk, we don't communicate, we hold everything in. And I think it's so important to be able to speak about these things, because it's such a taboo thing to talk about, and no one's really talking about it. So I think it's so important. And guys, I feel as if that I have a duty to do this, guys, because I'm still here. I'm literally still here, guys. And I got such an amazing family and friends around me now, such an amazing network. And it really does warm my heart to see there's so many people that stay in these live streams so they can listen and be a part of this amazing movement. Becoming our awakened spirits, guys. That's what we are here. A spiritual awakening is not changing who you are. It's simply discarding who you are not. It is literally that simple, guys. But when you are so far in the woods you can't see out the trees, guys, it is so difficult. I do understand, because I have literally walked a mile in your shoes if you have been dealing with the same things like depression, substance abuse and homelessness, guys. I have been through it. So, guys, I'm going to try and read somebody's comments now so I can try and keep up. God, it does feel weird crying in this mask, Oh my God, Alien, a YouTube channel and crazy explanations about their experiences. Thank you, Raru. I do appreciate that. I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah, Daddy, chill. I am under here, but it does help me. I'm going to try and keep up now. So, Ashton, thank you for joining the live. I do appreciate it. Alien, cry, but don't shed tears. They're on the inside. There's a lot of tears on the inside, but it's okay. Because each time that I do shed a tear, guys, I feel like that I am getting this out of my system each and every single time. The emotions leave, and I can feel it. To really, truly heal, you must be able to feel it, guys. If you cannot feel it, you cannot heal it. You really can't. It's so important. We are humans, guys. And humans require emotions. Because if we don't have emotions, guys, then ultimately... I think I got hot sauce in my eyes now, guys. Damn it, I got something in my right eye since I cried. So, guys, I don't know if you see the hot sauce show that we do called Hot Holes. We did it the other day, and I got a lot of hot sauce in this mask, and I think when I just cried, I think it's just gone in my eye. I was not expecting hot sauce to get in my face today already. It's going to be even harder now, guys. I don't think I can see properly now. I'm sort of squinting in this eye and looking just out of there, guys. Got one eye right now. It really burns. Damn it! Maybe I can get some tissue in my eye. I don't know. I'll just go through it. A real emotional way for men is so important, and people don't want to mention it such. Yeah, exactly, Ashton is so important for us males, especially males, because, and females, obviously, because it'd be really helpful if we can open up to our partners, or, our family members around us, or, or to each other, because ultimately, guys, we're nothing without each other, because humans require, other humans, because we don't do good on our own. And I've been on my own. I've spent so much time on my own, but now I do great on my own, guys, because I'm happy with where I am. And I think it's very important to be able to be okay in your own space. Before I used to get so much anxiety, like, say, for instance, guys, I'd be in work and I wouldn't have any plans after work. Like, I always needed to, have a friend or someone to be with. And if I didn't, I would have the worst anxiety ever, guys, where my stomach would feel so sick. I would get sweats all over me. I would literally feel like I was going to pass out, all through feeling just like I was going to be alone, and not realizing that, how important it was maybe to spend that time on my own, but to use it in a constructive way instead of destroying myself. Are you from Love on the Spectrum? I probably am, but the spectrum, I think that it's a very wide thing, as you probably understand. So I probably am on the spectrum a little bit, guys. But you know, I've never been tested for it or anything, though. Women definitely can't be left. Exactly. Women are some of the most important things as well, guys. It's so important. And, my partner has helped shape who I am as a person, because she's such a lovely human being. And I've learned so many amazing things from her. Sometimes, I might have a different view. And that's okay, and our opinions are different sometimes, and that's great because in our relationship we like to be like philosophers, and we understand that we don't let our opinions get in the way of our emotions when we talk. So I think it's really important, if you're a couple, to be able to listen to each other in times of need, and and sometimes when it's hard. Sometimes when you wake up in the morning, guys, and to be aggressive or moody in the mornings, because it's so hard sometimes. Especially lately with myself, I've been very, very unwell with something called psoriasis, guys. I'm covered in it at the moment, and I feel the effects of it in my mental health as well, guys. I'm covered in this rash all over me, guys, and ultimately it's down to what I eat. When I don't eat bad foods, my psoriasis goes away, and it does come packed with anxieties and sometimes depression. I find it very difficult to be able to feel 100% whilst I'm flared up with psoriasis, guys. It really, really does not do me good. My grandma has a cold. She can barely talk. I told her to rest. Yeah, it's very important to rest. I had a panic attack too, where I have. Wow, so you understand as well, Dees. It's the last time I had a panic attack was a while ago now. Back when I was homeless in the hotel, I got put in a hotel when I was homeless for about a year and a half, and I had a panic attack there, and that was. Oh, yes. But I don't get them like that anymore at all, So things can change, guys. And it really is important to understand that, if we always dwell in the past, we can't be in the present. If we always dwell what's going on in the future, we can't be present. It's so important to be present, guys. It really is. I'm sorry I've not been keeping up with the chat, guys. I really do appreciate you all being here. You should take a big dip in the healing waters of Lake Minnetonka. I can't say that, but yes, I probably should. There, you are probably right. My beautiful wife saved my life from being imperfect to imperfections. Without her love, I'm very happy to have her by my side. It sounds like you have an absolutely amazing connection between you and your spouse there, and that is absolutely amazing. I really, really do love the sound of that. It sounds beautiful, Dee. I really, really do like reading that sort of stuff. Thank you so much. It's amazing. That's so beautiful. It really is. I don't speak Turkish, no. Kind and chill. I'm not sure what that is. Aquapor. Maybe you can let me know. Harrison, I am really good today, thank you. My psoriasis really is bad, guys. And I was thinking that maybe we could do, a live feed where I show you my psoriasis in my human form, and then also show you how I overcome my psoriasis with diet. Because when I eat bad foods, guys, is when my psoriasis gets bad. And when I eat only good foods, my psoriasis goes away completely. So it's really, really interesting, So I want to help. I want to hopefully be able to do that on a live stream, and then hopefully inspire you guys too that have the same conditions to be able to, maybe share with you guys some of the ways that I get, my psoriasis under control, and how that you maybe could share the ways that you do it as well, guys, because I really would love to know about that. Sorry, I'm missing all these comments. Nipple tweaks. I suffer from bad anxiety. I don't get in the time, but when I'm on one, I'm like, get home quick to. Okay, thank you. Yes, so I know exactly what you mean there, Nipple tweaks. I know exactly what you mean. So, I think that my anxiety as well, I'm not too sure about your nipple tweak. So when I get anxiety, it's about something that has happened or something that not has happened yet, and I'm thinking about the future. So may I ask, when it happens to you, are you thinking about something that's happened in the past or the future, or are you having anxiety in the present? Let me know, nipple tweaks. D, I get any advice on people and trying to tell me to. I said no, I don't believe in that. Guys, that is not the way forward. It really, really isn't. I've had people come into these live streams and say that to me. And I think that people say it on these lives sometimes to get a reaction out of me. And I don't think they realize how much of an impact, it can also have in a positive way. Because, when people come into these live streams sometimes and say stuff like that, D, so they'll try and. So let me give you an example, right? Let me give you an example, because this is how I do things on this channel, you see. So say I get a negative comment come in now and they say something like that to me, say like, you need to go and do that, Ezekiel. I'll read the comment, guys, and I'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, thank you for commenting. Okay, I really, really do appreciate you. But the person who says something like that is expecting me to react, because that's how they like to get their, what's the word for it? Attention. Okay? So when somebody comes into the chat or a live stream or in real life, right, and says something like that, they're more likely to say it in the chat and not in real life, because people aren't that brave, guys. Right? But they'll come in the chat and say it because they want attention. Okay? And they think they're going to get negative attention because that's what they like to do. So when they come into my chat and they say something like that, I literally flip it into a positive. And I'll say something along the lines of, I really do appreciate that comment. I really, really do. Thank you for tuning in with that. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you that comments, and even comments like that as well, because I believe that we can now turn it round. And the way I'll do it is just like that, giving them recognition for their comment, right? And instead of hating on it, I literally give them recognition. Therefore, flipping that negative into a positive, and usually they become a subscriber straight away. So, it's all about how we react as content creators. If I reacted to it and I got upset about it, then they are literally putting fuel on the fire. If I don't give them any fire to put fuel on, therefore there's no fire. Therefore, a positive outcome may occur. And 99% of the times, it does happen, guys, where it turns it round into a positive outcome. So I hope that answers that, Reese. I know I've gotten pretty lost in all these comments, guys, and I'm not keeping up with them at all. I do apologise. See your eye into the mask. P, yes, you were probably right there. I'm going to just catch up with the bottom now, guys. I do apologise. Thank you for providing your insight and stuff like need more folks like you. Thank you, Ball Boner. Oh, Balls. Oh, God. I really should read these names before I say them out sometimes. A253, let's talk about Underground World. Guys, that would be really interesting, because I do have a lot of information that I could share about topics like the Underground World, because I have got my own theories, guys. It's really, really incredible stuff. So A253 will be doing something like that on another live stream. Are you a real alien? I'm not a real alien. Ezekiel, it can any of them if someone looks at you funny or is ignorant or clever past trauma. Yes, I get you there, nipple tweaks. I really do. Oh, guys, it's hard to keep up with these comments. To zoom in, just double tap on the screen. Greetings, Jupiter. Welcome back to the live. It's a pleasure having you back in Ezekiel's live stream. It really is. I had a parrot who could talk but did not say I'm hungry. So, wow. I mean, did you not feed the parrot anyway? So, I do like that. There's a funny joke. Greetings. When aliens need to tell us how to interact, that might mean we're all cooked. Not gonna lie. I'm not too sure about that. We're not cooked, man. We're not cooked. I'm not a real alien. Oh, Ragnar, thank you for gifting another membership. Ooh. Yes, don't feed into the fire. Don't give them a time of day or energy. It's not worth it. Be yourself. Sorry, yeah. Don't feed fuel to fire. I love that. Thank you. I do appreciate that, Dee. Thank you so much Thank you. Bibby, welcome to the live. I appreciate you having you here. Craven, that's my first time where what do you all talk about in here? So let me quickly introduce myself for those that don't know what's going on. Guys, why was my phone turned that far? I don't know why. We sort of floated over that way for some reason. So here we go then, guys. I'm your friendly, interdimensional, extraterrestrial Ezekiel. Yes, and you are on my live stream where we are doing a mental health awareness stream today, where I will be talking about my own personal experiences overcoming my depression, my substance abuse, and my homelessness, guys. I am literally an open book. My heart is on my sleeve, and guys, you can ask me anything, guys. Anything you'd like to know about those topics, just put down below, and I'll try and read your comment, guys. It does get quite hard with so many people in here. Room tour, it's Biden, free Diddy, what the hell? What a name. I know. My beautiful wife cannot text because of her medication condition. I tell you her to take your, I tell her to take your time. Okay, that's brilliant information. Thank you. I'm guessing you're watching this with your beautiful wife. You're saying now, Dee, is that right? Is she with you right now watching this live stream? Is she? If so, hello. It's a pleasure to have you here. It really is. Thank you. Peter, welcome. Welcome. Right then. How are you doing? I'm not too sure you're asking there, Nipple Tweaks. Room tour, still everyone's asking. Right there. Angel. Sava Angel. Any advice for making big life changes after being in the same daily rut for a while? I'm trying to quit smoking cigarettes. That one as well. Video games and went through a lot. Came a long way. Doing well, but need. Yes, so I think I'm going to start off with this actually, because this is what I like to say. So, a spiritual awakening is not changing who you are. It's simply discarding who you are not, and I think that there's a lot of things that you could probably, we could probably discuss that you said there, but I think ultimately, I can see that you've already made changes there, because it sounds like you already have. So it sounds like that you're already on a spiritual awakening there, So it's really, really important that, obviously you were talking about giving up the cigarettes and giving up the the devil's lettuce as well, and I think that, focusing on those things is really going to help bring you more clarity to your life, because, we do those things ultimately to help us as a remedy, because, we're trying to always focus about being in the present, because a lot of the times we do focus on the past and the future. And when we're focusing on the past, we are in memory. And when we focus on the future, we are, creating things that haven't even happened yet sometimes by, just by thinking, we're creating, scenarios in our minds that haven't even happened yet, that, that ultimately, if we continue to live in the future, constantly thinking and worrying about what's going to happen, then ultimately we will create negative pathways. So it's so important to be in the now, in the present. And when we're in the present, we must acknowledge that when stresses or problems arise in our lives, that these things are ultimately there to help shape us for our true purpose, you see. So all the things that have happened in our lives up until right now have all happened to shape us into the incredible human beings that we are needed to be in order to become the positive pathways that we are searching for. It's so important, guys, and I think the metaphysical tools that we can take away from this, is ultimately understanding that we need to stop once in a while and just realize when something bad has happened that we must not react. Yes, we must not react. We must soak it in, as you might say. Just wait for a few moments and just breathe and sit with it. And when we can sit with our problems, which are depression, we can focus it into one point and take a better look at it to see what it's trying to teach us. And you can only do this once you are in the present. When we're constantly in the past or the future, this isn't able to happen, you see, guys. So being in the present, when we can focus on some of the things that's going on in our lives, we can then truly look at it for what it is and then make positive changes. Like, say, for instance, I ask myself sometimes, when this was back a while, what one thing am I doing each day that is ruining my life? What one thing was I doing each day that was ruining my life? You know, there was many things I was doing that were contributing to that, but I needed to start with something like the substances. So that was where I needed to go. But it's so difficult. It's so difficult to be able to want to change. So that's the thing, guys. You have to want to change. There's times that if you had met me back years ago, guys, if you had met me, I was a whole different person then, right? And all I wanted to do was constantly just distract myself with substances so that I felt like I was okay. And I knew that that was not what I needed, guys. Sorry I'm not reading these comments. I do appreciate you commenting, guys. I'm so sorry for not reading them. I smoke a vape. I could quit smoking, and it helps. I quit cold turkey. Congratulations. Well done. Health-wise as well, I had to quit because of my heart condition. Well done to you, though. I really do appreciate that. That is some amazing comment in there on your life experience there that you're sharing in this live stream. I do really appreciate that, Dee. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Fair play. That's a very powerful thing that you're doing there. Oh, Mobile Hack, thank you so much for being back in this live. I do appreciate you. Yes, exercise does help you right there. I would recommend start going gym, getting yourself out of the house, get into nature, guys. Go to the seaside, go out into the woods, listen to hertz frequencies like 432. I think that one really does help, or 639. I think those are amazing frequencies to listen to, guys. Nipple Tweaks East, what do you have for Spanish Grand Prix at 2 p.m. this afternoon? I'm not doing the Spanish Grand Prix. I'm not too sure about that, Nipple Tweaks. I do apologise if it's taking me ages to get that. Hidden, forget the wine. I'm going to make you cry when I give you the... Hidden, come on. Oh, the days. I rebuke the thing in Jesus' name. Okay, cool. Hi, Joe. Who's Joe? Cold turkey is hard. Yeah, it is. It's so hard. I came off the... Okay, so this is CKG Charlotte. I came off the devil's cheese, we'll call it. Sorry. Years ago, but sometimes do the odd toot in the summer. Now, I think your own personal experiences there, coming off all of that stuff, and then, obviously, it's up to you, obviously, what you do and stuff like that. But I think there's a very powerful thing that you shared there in the group, because we do struggle. People do struggle, guys, and I think one of the most important things when I was getting clean was that if I ever did slip up, if I was to slip up, that I would not be, hard to myself. Yes? Because the journey is so important. And if we speak badly to ourselves, we create negative pathways. So if I was to speak like I used to my friend, like if I used to speak to myself like I do to my... Sorry, I can't even say that one now. But if I was to speak to my friends like I used to speak to myself, I wouldn't have any friends. That's what I meant. It's so important to be loving and caring to yourself, even when we relapse. It's so important, guys, because, we live inside these flesh bodies, okay? We are spirits living in these flesh bodies, guys, and it's so important to understand that we must love ourselves, and it's so hard to do that when we are under those influences, It's so difficult. So, guys, all of you that have been through a struggle, guys, or going through a struggle right now, right, I literally am here for all of you guys. I might not be able to read each and every single one of the comments, guys. I do apologize. I really, really do. But I feel like that I need to talk more in this, and I really do want to try and keep with these comments, or it's hard. Cold turkey is hard. Yep, well done. I've read that one. Can you tell me about the spiritual realm, or are you just plugging? Definitely not spiritual awakened. No, so how can I say this? There's so much to talk about, spiritual being. There's, so I started out as paranormal investigators on this channel, chasing around what we thought was spirits, not realizing that we are the spirits. We are the spirits, guys. We are spirits manifesting in a third-dimensional physical body, yeah? And the experiences that we have are real. Our emotions are real. The love for each other and our friends and family around us are all real. The things that we do are real, yeah? So that's what we need to be in the present, guys, in order to feel all those things properly, And because when we are living in the past and the future, we're not living, guys. We need to live in the present, where, say for instance, if I was to offer you £10 million right now, yeah, would you take it? I bet you would take it, wouldn't you? Yeah. But then if I was to say to you, there's one catch, you don't get to wake up tomorrow, you would say, yeah, I don't want that £10 million, I want to wake up tomorrow. So waking up is worth more than £10 million. Do you see that, guys? So when we start getting up each and every single day and start realizing that, yes, I have got another chance at living this life again today. Another day where I get to wake up and, do you know what? I'm going to try and change something in this day and make it a positive day. Yeah, because when you give yourself affirmations like that, I think that you can shout as many affirmations as you want at yourself in the mirror to try and make things better. But the best affirmations that come are those that you inspire around you, that literally come and say nice things to you. Say, for instance, some of my friends have recently messaged me saying how well they think, some of these mental live streams are doing, and that it's a good thing that I'm doing this, and they're proud of me. Hearing that from people around me, guys, that's what matters to me. Hearing those things that, we're making a difference. We're doing something about something. Because, depression arises when we don't do something about our problems, because they then become depression. So it might even just be like sending a text message or an email or talking to a friend or just going out to the beach or doing something nice. Just these little things can make such a big difference in our lives, especially when we wake up the first thing in the morning and we don't feel that great and we're like, oh, how many times have you all woken up in the morning and you're not feeling that well and you've gone, oh, do you know what? I feel terrible today. Oh, I feel awful. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't feel like I want to do anything today. Just like a computer needs programming, yeah, we also program ourselves on a daily basis. So when we get up, and if we choose to say negative things, then our nervous system will then give us negative pathways, you see, because it doesn't know the difference. But when we get up in the morning and feel like that, but instead of acknowledging it, we say powerful words such as, I feel great. You are loved. Yeah? I love you. You are amazing. I feel great today. I've never felt better. You can literally take yourself out of that negative state and create a positive pathway for yourself straight away, guys. It's so simple to be able to do. And that is why I like saying a spiritual awakening is not changing who you are. It is simply discarding who you are not. And guys, we were all born perfect, right? It's just the environment that is around us that shaped us in the particular way that we grew up. But it doesn't have to be the make or break, guys. We can change, and it's up to our free will to be able to want to. It's so important, guys. I am here still today to be able to share with each and every single one of you, how important you are. Each and every single one of you are divine. Yes, you are all divine. Remember that. Remember how special each and every single one of you are. And I know right now some of you might not be feeling that particular way right now, and that is okay, okay? Because remember, just like happiness comes and goes, the sadness also comes and goes, guys. Remember that, okay? It's very important to remember that we will have ups and downs. And you must remember this planet has yin and yang, good and bad. And we're not talking about physical entities or demons with horns when I'm talking about the bad. The bad is merely a representation of the negative things that we do in our lives, like the negative choices that ultimately create negative pathways, you see. Sorry, guys, I'm going to try. I know I've lost loads of comments. Yeah, I do appreciate you all commenting, guys. What does your thumbnails... Why does my... Charlotte, I will pick up on that now. Just like I was saying a minute ago, that the negative and positives in our lives, people tend to look at them as physical demons, okay? Bad things are physical demons. That's what people like to represent as evil. Something evil with horns that looks scary and quite creepy, to be honest, right? So that represents the bad. And then the good would be, Ezekiel, say, for instance, with some wings, like an angel, So we have good and bad. But good and bad, there are no evil entities with horns that are going to come, make bad things happen to us. No, that is not what it is, guys. The good and the bad is merely the free will that us humans have as physical entities on this place that you call Earth. Yes, because we have free will, we have the choice to do good or bad. So the profile picture, which I first set up whilst we were doing paranormal investigating on this channel, represents the bad. And the 666 is actually a good number. It's a very good number, guys. It's just been given a bad reputation, you see. I would say probably by Hollywood. So 666 is actually an angel number, guys. So the representation in that profile picture, Charlotte, shows the good and the bad. It's sort of like my yin and yang. You get me? But only those who truly understand the good and the bad, who will then understand that profile picture. I'm not doing it to try and get, an attention or anything like that. It merely is sort of the representation of the good and the bad, but in a picture form. I hope that you enjoyed that. I really do appreciate that, though, Charlotte. Why is listening to some guy pretending to be an alien? RH, let me quickly introduce myself. So for those of you that are just doom scrolling and you come across my face, let me just quickly ease your tensions. So I am your friendly, interdimensional, extraterrestrial, yes, Ezekiel. And I am doing a mental health awareness live stream today where I will be talking about, pardon me, I do apologize here, guys. Where I will be talking about my own personal experiences overcoming my depression, my substance abuse, and my homelessness, guys. So this is what we're doing here. I'm going to try and keep up with these 666 man carbon 12. Is that carbon, that film? I'm not too sure. Whew. Okay, I'm just going to let's double debate then. Spiritual. If we want to debate, guys, if any of you would like to ask me a question right now, do it right now. I'm going to try and keep up with these chats. So guys, yeah, my yin is pretty long. Not gonna... Aiden, I do appreciate the jokes. Well done. Definitely bed bugs. Aiden, just thought the guy should know. You guys should know. Thank you. I do appreciate that, Aiden. Jessica, if not fallen angels. Yes, I mean, maybe we are the fallen angels, guys, and that we're spirits that have been cast to this planet where we have free will to learn these wonderful lessons. Be interesting. 6 protons. 6 protons long, is it? Yin yang symbol. Well, we will be probably changing it at some point, though, Charlotte. But I think that the way that it happened didn't happened purposely. I think the interpretation of our profile picture now is being interpreted differently now by us. You know, before we were trying to go for something scary, and I didn't realize that 666 were literally angel numbers, guys. You know? Okay, I'm sorry, bro, you seem like a cool dude. Thank you, Aiden. You seem like a cool dude too. I do like your sound of, you got some funny jokes as well. I do appreciate it. Congrats on your sobriety, bro. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. John, did aliens create humanity? Now, this is something for a whole other topic on a whole other live stream, but, you know, I will touch on this topic if you want. You know, this is only theory, guys, and it's only my opinion. And remember, when we talk about things on these channels, or on our channel, we like to see ourselves as sort of like philosophers, the greatest thinkers of our times, where we allow only love and wisdom to guide us through our questions and answers. So, yes, I believe that an alien race created humanity. I really do believe that. 100%. So, I want to believe... What do you want to believe in? Injection? Nostalgia injection. Mermaids are waiting. Willie, do you think so? I wonder. Can you finally take us out? Chronic, I will at some point. Let's talk. Come on in, spiritual being. Let's do it. Charlotte, who, me, and you. I'm not too sure what you're on about there, Charlotte. I've sort of forgotten. About the spiritual realm, the spirits to elementals, demons, and cryptids. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I mean, there probably are sort of energies out there, but I don't think there's anything physical that can actually react with us human physical objects. You know, I think that the spirit realm it is real, but you know, being able to react to physical things, I'm not too sure about that. What you got on top of the fridge freezer? Hope you're not tooting gas. Nope. If you've been watching some of our live streams, we cook on our live streams, and that's the gas for the cookers. Government is corrupt. If you could moisten your eyeballs and blink, I would not think you could be. So, yeah, I need to moisten them. In fact, the reason why they look so dry is because I've rubbed all the lacquer off them every time I got to push my mask up like this. I'm not measure of health to be well adjusted to be a sick society. You know, I think that, you know, environmental factors do play a very big role, you know. Could wet those eyeballs though, couldn't I? We are an organism machine for alien production, nuclear weapon for them. That's a very cool way to think about it. Well done with that one. You remind me of Abe from Hellboy. Wow. Oh. Spiritual brother, sorry, but you are deeply asleep. I'm not too sure what you mean there. Nipple tweaks. Gone. So Willie. I'm so behind all these comments. I do apologise. Shy Guy, welcome back. I do appreciate you in this live. I really do. Where do ghosts come from? Be in the spirit realm or between dimensions? Guys, I'll quickly explain this one. So, when we look at the sun, okay, we only see 1% of the sun's light, and that is called light, right? Okay, so we see the colours of the rainbow, guys, and that's what makes up everything that we see here. The other 99% of the sun's spectrum is not visible to your human eyes. You know, so we have, you know, ultraviolet, X-rays, solar rays. All of these things are lights, even radio waves, guys, right? They are long waveform lights. Everything on the other 99% of the spectrum of light is not visible. So it would only be naive to just think that there's only life in our visible spectrum. You know, the other realms would be in the other 99% of the light spectrum from the sun. Do you follow me on this, guys? Does that make any sense? How many spectrums can you see in? I can only see in colour. That's it. But I do have the ability to be able to see stuff when I close my eyes. And this is something that I have managed to be able to do since I was a child. I can close my mind, I can close my eyes at night time, guys, and I'm telling you the truth about this now. I'll tell you my experience. I can close my eyes at night time, I'll wear a blindfold, okay, and I lay there in the dark, and I feel like I go cockeyed when I do this, and I use my, what we would call the third eye, also known as the pineal gland, guys. So I will sit there, and I will just be in the moment. I will just relax and allow whatever to happen. Instead of waiting, I then start to see a small pin of light in my mind in the darkness. And that pin of light starts to grow. And as it grows, I start to see formations of sometimes faces, entities, and places and realms. But they aren't what we see in this with these eyes. We only see this with the third eye, guys. So when I'm in those meditations, thinking and seeing what I'm seeing, I see some amazing and profound things, guys. I've seen places I've never seen before. I've seen faces I've never seen before. I see animals. I've seen all sorts of things whilst in these, what we'd call a meditative trance. But I'm not sleeping, but it's as if I can dream whilst awake. You see? And being able to do that, I believe, is ultimately switching on the pineal gland and releasing dimethyltryptamine into the bloodstream, therefore producing such experiences. Do any of you understand what I mean there? Cheetown, well done with that comment. I do appreciate it. It's a bit of a joke and a laugh. Thank you for tuning in that. I do appreciate it. If you've got anything else you'd like to share, I do love to see what you'd like to comment. So I was just going to say that chronic cosmonaut. I'm not too sure what that is. Tell me your breathing techniques. I astral travel, but don't need to boast. That's the ego. Right. So I think that, the breathing techniques themselves, I think it's just more the fact you can control, not control, but take like when you close your eyes, okay, instead of focusing on thinking about something, focus on your breath and how each breath is different to the next. And that where you could feel the breath being drawn in through the mouth or through the nose, into the chest, and feel how it makes your chest expand. And then when you exhale, feeling the oxygen leave your body and how it makes your body feel as you inhale and exhale. I think focusing on those points in the present really helps bring on those particular things that you are looking for, like the astral travel or meditative states where you can literally switch on the pineal gland, guys. I think spiritual, I would love to hear how you do it. I really would. If we could share that, I'd really appreciate that, spiritual. Not control is a ride. Let it take you. Okay, I suffer from anxiety and bipolar. Anxiety and bipolar is chronic depression, and never let anyone define who you are. Exactly, it's so important. It really is important. That we should never let anyone define who we are. It's so important to for people to know who we are based on what's coming out of our expressions and our mouths, especially as content creators, And I think it's so important, guys, to be so transparent. Hello, is that a mask? Kazi, yes, it's a man in a mask. I'm not here to pull the wool over anyone's eyes. I really am not, guys. Stop telling people to not lie. Anyone define who they are. Precky, it's okay. People can speak their own minds here, you see. We are in what we call a safe space, guys. Really is important. We can all have our peace of mind here and be treated like philosophers, guys, where we are some of the greatest thinkers of our time. It is important to be transparent with alien mask on. So this is what I see, guys, because what we're going to say now, this is sort of a negative comment, guys, right? But watch this, watch this. See, I acknowledge that, you know, Angelo Thunder. See, I acknowledge the comment, and some people wanted to see my human form do these mental health awareness live streams, and I can understand why. And I can understand some people are saying things like, oh, you're doing a mental health awareness live dressed as an alien. Isn't that mental health anyway? You know? And then I did a mental health awareness stream as my human form. And do you know what happened then? Everybody took the mick out of me because I have a nose piercing and ear piercings. And everyone started taking the mick out of me, of my human form. And I thought that was quite hilarious, to be honest. I was catering for somebody or another type of, viewers who wanted to see my human form, and then I got abused. But I found it quite funny. And then I got donations, and we got loads of, thousands of viewers in the live stream. And then I was like, wow, I can actually play my human form as well. So the negative comment actually created a positive pathway for me. See how that works, guys? It's so important to be able to see the positives in some of these negatives. So thank you for your comment. I really do appreciate it. But we keep making excuses for certain situations in our lives. We do make excuses, guys, and that's okay. Remember, guys, we are all on our spiritual journey to become our greatest selves. And remember, guys, all the struggles in our lives are there to help shape us to become the amazing people that we were meant to be. Sometimes I do a 4, 5, 6. Sometimes I'll inhale 1 nostril at a time, hold my breath 2 minutes, holding the nose, and slowly release through through 1 nostril. That's amazing. Thank you, spiritual. Guys, there's a really, really good technique there from Spiritual Being 333. I think that, if any of you would like to read that, maybe you could try it, guys. So what they think, just show the face God gave you. Well, I'm doing this alien as Ezekiel, as a character that we play here. And, this character does seem to hold a lot more people in the live stream than my human form. That's why we do it. Did you know that dinosaurs are actually different types of dragons with hollow bones for flying lizards and skin true? This is something we also talk about. You are so right with that. Ernesto Garcia, you are completely 100% right there. Even the word dinosaur was only made up in the 18th century, and before they were called dinosaurs, they were known worldwide as dragons. And dragons, I live in the land of the red dragon in Wales. So maybe that this in Wales, it was actually the land of what we could call it now, the red dinosaur. Yeah, if you get me, because the blur between the lines is that they don't want us to realize that dinosaurs were actually dragons, and dragons are what we call dinosaurs now. So, and dinosaurs are still being found to this day with tissue on some of their bones. That's not possible for something that's been dead for billions of years. You get me, guys? Can you do an accent? I'm doing one now, aren't I? Right then, so let me just get some. Hi, I'm Jeffy. Want to see my. I definitely don't want to see no pencil. I'm a clairvoyant, I'm telepathic, and I am an empath. Can you please explain the difference? Telepathic and an empath. I'm not too sure, but I know telepathy is where you can communicate. We'll try and break this down now. So telepathy is where you can communicate using your mind, like us extraterrestrials are supposed to be able to do. So telepathy would be that. And then an empath, I think that's someone who can... Is that like a medium? I'm not too sure. Guys, if you do know, let us know. Exactly, Angelo, Thunder, exactly. I bet you can't make your stop being bare to the bone. I bet you I can make you stop being bare to the bone. How'd you do that then? Let me know. Hamburg. Which planet? I can't tell you what planet I'm from, guys, because the men in black are probably in this live watching, and I will, they'll end up getting to my home planet, and my friends there won't be happy. I'm too drunk for this. Raptor are the best dinosaur, though. And raptors are pretty cool, though, aren't they? Definitely. I feel people too much. Jake, you mean emotions? You feel people's emotions too much. That's one thing that I am. I'd always do as well. I'm very sensitive to emotions, and I guess that might be where I fall on the spectrum as well, guys. I find it very difficult sometimes to be able to do something with the wrong type of music around as well. If there's music playing and it's not vibing with me, I feel very, difficult to achieve the goals that I'm doing whilst that music's on. How do we say hello in alien? We just go like this. Greetings. Greetings, humans. Is AI men and men in... Sorry. Is AI men and love a... I'm not too sure what you mean there, D. Can you just restructure that? Because I'm not too sure what you mean there. Is AI men? I'm not too sure. You got the sniffles too much. Joe, I can't breathe out my nose. I'm literally breathing out my mouth. And now I can breathe out my nose. But I can't breathe out my nose. That's why it's like that all the time. But no, it's not been doing that devil's dust. Do aliens look like nutsacks? Does this answer your question? Well, let's put it this way. It's not a hairy one, is it? Thank you, Skype Views. I do appreciate you coming in there. Thank you. Spiritual being in initiative, empath, and sensitive. I things most don't know exist. Do not open your pineal gland if you are not ready. Trust me. Very good information there from Spiritual Being. Thank you for tuning in with that. So yes, and it is, I can't even say it, but thank you for letting us know what the empath is, though. Chronic. I do like Coca-Cola, though. Yes, I do. And in fact, I can tell you a little bit something about Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola actually used the coca plant, which is the plant from the devil's dust, if you get me. And they still use the coca plant to this day. And then the chemical waste, which is also known as the devil's dust, they actually sell it to hospitals around the world for medical use, you see, because it could be used as like a lidocaine for minor operations to numb the skin. So the devil's dust has been used medicinally by our hospitals for many generations now. How do we say goodbye as aliens? We go, bye. Greetings, bye. Literally sort of like that. Okay, let me catch up with these comments again. Right then, where are we? You preferred it when there was... No, definitely not. Charlotte, definitely not. But I wouldn't have experienced that. But they still use the flavour from that plant called the coca plant, which is literally the plant where they get the devil's dust from. It's still used as a flavour today by Coca-Cola, yes? But they make sure that the chemical waste, which is what we're talking about, is not in the drink anymore. But only the flavour remains. You get me? So the medical stuff that is made from it is then sold on to the hospitals as medical grade. It's just crazy stuff. Earth is flat. No one has been to the moon or show me where the oceans bend. Water doesn't bend. Very interesting. So spiritual being, I hope that you have subscribed, because in the future we are actually sending a payload to the edge of space with cameras on it. I wanted to live stream it, but unfortunately it won't be able to live stream on a balloon floating up towards the edge of space, because the 5G system is ground-based. Unless I get Starlink, I can get a Starlink satellite, but that would mean I need a bigger payload, a heavier payload, to send all of that equipment into space to be able to live stream in space, guys. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? You know, it really would be crazy to do a live stream in space. But we are sending a payload to space soon, guys, with cameras on it to prove, to see if the Earth is even flat or not. But that's not the reason why we're doing it. We are doing it for other reasons, but we can't tell you right now. But we are sending something to space soon, guys. Well, to be honest, it's not even space. It's not even low Earth orbit. We're literally going to be sending a balloon with a payload on it to around about 90,000 kilometers in the sky. And you will be able to see on our cameras what the Earth looks like and how it looks up there. I actually like you, Spiritual Awaken, and I love to help you reach your true potential. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, spiritual being. I really do appreciate you being in these live streams and commenting, joining in and doing what you're doing. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, spiritual being. So sent Kitty Perry, well, we sent Kitty Perry, well, send ya. Thank you, Jake. I don't know what that means though. 7 days, Hamburg. Dude, you read so you read so slow. You're late at reading comments, man. Thor, I know. I do apologize. It's because I keep yapping on, guys, and I'm not reading the comments. All AI from above. Trainee, I have a joke about trickle down economics, but 99% of you won't get it. Go for it. Go for it. We'll give it a go. What you guys think about Earth? You know, what do you guys think about planet Earth, guys? You know, because like I just said, we are going to be sending a payload into space soon on a balloon, a weather balloon. You know, this weather balloon, I could lift 1,000 grams with it, guys. And so far on the payload, we've got a tracker, a camera, batteries, hand warmers. We must insulate it as well because it gets to about -50 on the edge of space. And, you know, we're on around about 580 grams on the payload already, and we still need to build the parachute and stuff like that because we can't get a parachute, guys. If any of you know where we can get a parachute for a 1,000-gram payload that we're going to be taking to the edge of space to then slowly drop back down to Earth, because you've got to have the right size parachute for the right size payload, guys. Otherwise, the parachute will take so long to drop back down with the payload, it could end up in the water or another country. I just said this is great. You entertain awesomely. You have knowledge of truth. You don't have to reply to all of us. But thank you so much, Ease. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. You legend, mate. Thank you. Thank you all so much. There's so many kind people in these live streams. It really is, guys. So for those of you that just joined in, let me quickly introduce myself. I am your friendly, interdimensional, extraterrestrial Ezekiel. Yes, and we're doing a mental health awareness live stream where I've been talking about my depression, my substance abuse, and my homelessness. And yes, I've overcome all of these, guys. As you can see, I've got a house, a roof over my head now. I'm not homeless anymore. I don't have my substance abuse, and I overcome my depression, guys. So these are the sort of things we have been talking about, but we have gone off topic a little bit, but that's okay. So guys, if you haven't already, please double tap the screen to like the live, guys. Give it a double tap or hit the thumbs up down by here. That really does help. And if you haven't already, please, guys, go and subscribe. We do a lot of charity work on this channel, where we donate all the amazing donations we get. We buy a lot of food and take that food to the food bank in our local communities. On Thursday this week, we're going to be doing exactly that on our live stream, guys. So if you do have any donations, guys, and you want to help us out on helping beat hidden hunger in our local communities with your donations, guys, they go such a long way in our community. It really does go such a long way in a community. It really does. I won 3 million in the lottery, so I decided to donate a quarter to charity. Now I have. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. Trainee, that is amazing. You sound like a really, really nice person to be able to do something like that with all your winnings. If I had that, I would do exactly the same thing and give back to the community as well, you know. That's why we do what we do on this channel. And I think so far we've raised almost £300 And that literally goes back into the community on our live streams on the channel. When we on Thursday we'll be donating all the food that we'll be buying from all our donations we get in our live stream. So thank you for being in this live stream, Trady. Really do appreciate you. So guys, that's amazing. That's amazing that you actually won that. I've never met anyone that's won the lottery. So Charlotte as an alien. I guess you're probably replying to someone else. But the motherships are screwing. Humbug, you seen that video, did you? Yes, you seen that video. I was just cleaning my ship, okay? I wasn't doing anything dodgy, I was just cleaning. Me and Hetty have a relationship, but shh, don't tell everyone about it. Spiritual being, nothing, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, I didn't anything wrong. I hope that everyone's okay in the chat, guys. Seriously, I'd love to have a chat online with you. I actually like you because you listen. Many trolls here who are so in the matrix. Everybody is on their own journey, though, spiritual being. And I think that, if you think about it, I used to get really upset, especially with like certain family members who I would try and spiritually awaken to what's going on in the world and be like, can't you see what's going on? And they're like, what are you on about? They look at me like I'm stupid sometimes. And I used to get very angry that people didn't understand what I understood and that I was only trying to help people, But when people aren't looking for help, they don't want it when it's thrown in their face. You see, it's really important to understand. Sometimes people are on their own journey, and those people that don't want to change are simply there to help other people change. Because if they don't change, they stay who they are in the matrix, the NPCs, then they are like helping others who are waking up to be able to see their mistakes in others, to be able to then go, oh, actually, yeah, that woke me up because that person's in the matrix and they taught me something because they're asleep. They don't want to change, but I do. But I would never have known if I needed a change if I hadn't met that person that didn't want to change. Do you get me, guys? The positive pathways are everywhere. We just must see it. Let me just catch up. It's been really nice, though, having a chat with you. My people skills are fine. It's my tolerance of idiots that need... Yeah, but remember, trainee, those what you call idiots are there to help others on their journey because they need to see these people. If they don't see them, then there wouldn't be, the push to be able to go, I want to do better. Do you get me? So almost like a roadmap. These NPCs are like roadmaps, guys, because I had to see hundreds of them before I could become who I am today. And I am glad that I had seen these people who have ultimately taught me patience. Because if I didn't have the patience whilst I, come across some of these people, then I wouldn't be where I am now, and I wouldn't be able to speak like a philosopher, where we use love and wisdom to come up with all the answers to our questions, you see. So just by having these people in our lives might not always be a great thing to have around us, but remember they're there to help other people wake up, like they woke us up sometimes when we see these things. My parents' spiritual being. I mean, this is where we like to do things differently on this channel, and we want to be as open and transparent as we can with the donations that we get on this channel. So that's why we do the donations to the food bank on our live streams, guys, where we literally go to the food banks on our live streams and ask them in real time, what do you need at the food bank? They'll tell us, they'll give us a list, and then we go to Lidl's, the shop in our local communities, and we buy all those things on the list, and then we take all those foods up to the food bank, and then we donate them. And it's the last time I did it all on my own, and I could only fill one trolley. So this time we're going to have a few of the boys from the group, and we're going to hopefully fill up 2 or 3 trolleys, guys, because, we want to give everything back, and we will be showing the receipt at the end so you can see the total of how much we spent, so you guys know that where your donations are going. That's what I think a lot of charities don't do. They're not transparent with their donations, and that's what we want to be, is transparent and honest, because I think that's the most important thing. You guys want to be able to see where this is going and who it is helping as well. So it's really important. So, I mean, spiritual being, obviously, like you have your own opinions on those things when it comes to charities, and I think that there's so many of them, and I think that the new age charities, the sort of charities that we're doing here, I think is so different that, you know, you guys can really see that we're trying to do something different, and that you guys can ultimately be a part of this positive pathway. What if the reason you don't see aliens is because Earth's rare sanctuary, and the aliens sightings are just trespassing tourists? That's an interesting one to think about. So, you know, maybe we don't see aliens because, I mean, they are what you would say so advanced that if we were to see them, they would be slipping up with their technology. You know, their technology is so advanced that we probably can't see them, and they probably do walk among us. What do you think there, guys? Do you think these aliens walk among us? Great question there, Charles. Nowhere like a zoo. At least you have that common spiritual being. Yep. I'm very grateful for what you do. I get the same treatment. Thank you, Dees. Spiritual they are, but listen to others and they learn to stay. Yep, I get you, brother. Thank you. I saw a sign that said, watch for seems like a fair trade. I'm not too sure what you meant by that there, tradie, but they are some of the most important things, our children, because they're the ones that are going to be running the world in the future, you see. So important. Food banks local to us is an honest charity. Yes, guys, because they literally take donations, okay? It could be in the shape of money or food, and it all goes to the cause, yeah? It's not as if the money, half of the money is going to whoever owns the charity, yeah, and then towards the food. It's literally going to the charity straight away, especially when we buy the food, guys, okay? And I was homeless, and I used to use the food bank, and this is why we want to give back, because I used it, and I always wanted to try and give back, and I didn't have a way, you know, I didn't have the ability to be able to do what we do now, where each and every single one of you can tune in and help out on these lives with donating. Eyes wide open, hell yeah, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I'm going to catch up with the comments, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry, I've not been reading them again. I'm terrible at this. Oh, my ex got... Wow. Trainee, I'm so sorry to hear all that. I really, really am. I hope that you're... Hold on. I hope that your ex is okay. And just know that you will find another job, okay? Yeah? Just like when I lost my job, I thought that I'd never find another job. Okay? And then I found YouTube. And then, you know, I was able then to make this amazing thing happen that we're doing here with all this charity work that we're doing with the food banks. So there, you know, there's a silver lining through everything, you know. I hope that you're okay though, trainee. Where do I order a mask and how sign it to listen to you if you... Stephen, so you want a mask like this? You have to go to immortalmasks.com. It's a shop in LA. They create movie style masks like these. I also got hands and arms, but I put the gloves on because it's easier to pick things up. But yeah, Immortal Masks, that's where you can get one from. I'm in the UK, so not actually called them, so I actually send my boyfriend in the bins. What do you mean you send your boyfriend into the bins? What do you do that for? Quite interested in that. Is there some tasty morsels in there? Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Luke. So can you please greet Christoph Ziger from I don't know. Greetings, Christoph. It's a pleasure to have you in the live. Thank you for being in the live. Do appreciate you. I hope you can all double tap the screen and subscribe, guys. Please, it really does help out the channel, especially with all the charity work that we do here. And if, guys, we do have another way you can donate if you don't have any money. Let me just tell you a little bit about that. So, guys, if you do watch any adverts on our channel, if you can watch them from start to finish when you're playing any of our content, guys, that actually goes as a donation, because if you watch the adverts from start to finish, then that gives a good signal to the advertisers who wish to put adverts on our content. And that means that they'll pay a higher slot price for those slots on the adverts on our content, therefore creating more revenue for the channel, therefore giving back more to our community, guys. It really is that easy. The moon hollow was, it mined, the moon is hollow apparently. Funny that is, actually. Right then. Ah, we got another. Did you find the alien money, Ezekiel? Ah, yes, where is it? So, guys, we got this alien money here as well, look. Have you seen this? It's actually alien currency. Thank you, Awakened Alliance. Liked and subbed from Tennessee. What a legend you are. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jake Cap, thank you. Well, shop throw, out clothes, ornaments, food, Easter stuff, Halloween stuff, and then we go around the back and see what the shops are all throwing away. I get trays and trays of plants for my garden. That's amazing, Charlotte. That's amazing to be able to do that sort of stuff, you know, because there's wasted energy just leaving those things to nothing when they can be put to good use. So well done for that, Charlotte. Amber, I figured out moon would be more like Cadbury cream egg, but hey, that's just me. Amber, I'd love it if the moon was a Cadbury's cream egg. That would be absolutely delicious, you know. Trainee teamwork is important. It helps put the blame on someone else. Oh, my days. I like that one. Thank you, trainee. Fair play. Awakened Alliance. Gotta love this guy's style. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that, Awakened Alliance. We got loads of jars of wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Very reservant. Very, very, you know, making sure that you... That's sure, I do find that very amazing. Thank you, Charlotte. What an incredible human being you are. Russell. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live, Russell. Riesel. I'm not too sure. My reading's so hard in this mask. What does the back of your mask look like? I hope that answers that one for you. Free cycle too. Yes, that's amazing. Free cycling. You know, have you upcycled anything recently? So for those of you that just joined in, let me just introduce myself. I'm your friendly, interdimensional, extraterrestrial, Ezekiel. Yes, and you have landed on my mental health awareness live stream, guys, where I have been talking about my depression, my substance abuse, my homelessness, and any topic really, guys. We're just talking here right now. You know, essentially helping each other out through conversating, communicating, guys. That's what we do. E.T. phone home. Whoop, whoop. Is that twinking? I sometimes sell the stuff. That's amazing, Charlotte. Do you sell this on like Craigslist or something like that? Or Facebook Marketplace? I last picked up a back massage. Wow, that's amazing. And it still worked as well, I bet. Wagwan, welcome to the live. MSUNU. Masuna. Swifters, I am your friendly, interdimensional, extraterrestrial Ezekiel. Just a man in a mask, really. I'm not here to pull the wool over anyone's eyes. I am Ezekiel, I play this character, and right now you are on my mental health awareness live stream, guys. Yes, I just now found this chat, but that actually sounds really nice. I haven't been able to talk about a lot, so some good tips on trauma and how to overcome them. Amber, really? So I've actually got a lot of trauma that I have from my past, you know, and I understand that it will always be a part of my life, you know. But I now look at it differently, you know. Instead of those traumas creating the negative pathways that it ultimately created in my life, I now look at it and see my past traumas, as an energy force that reminds me how I am, who I am today, the strong person, because all of those traumas created the amazing person that I am today, to be able to speak with you guys today and share my experiences. Because, you know, my past traumas used to ultimately, you know, they were always in my mind, you know, and this is the reason why I did substances, so I could stop thinking about the past or the future and live in the present. But those things weren't actually allowing me to live in the present. It was only until I started realizing that the traumas and things that happened in my past have helped shape who I am today. Therefore, creating positive pathways, yes? And when we create positive pathways by not reacting to the past or reacting to the future and being in the present, that is when our nervous system can relax and be in the present also. And then, only then, we can then look at the past and the future in a positive sense, that the past is there to help shape us, and the present is to help, the future is to help manifest, you see. Because when we constantly think of things that might happen, this is how important this is, guys. I know I'm not reading these comments right now, but I feel like I need to speak here, right? So when we are in the present, guys, it's so important to understand that, you know, when our depression and when things get too out of hand, we must not react. When we react, those problems become depression, you see. So it's only when we don't react, we can see this depression for what it is and focus on it. Almost like turn it in from depression to a compression. See, depression is simply problems that we've let out of our hands to become depression. And when we compress our problem, which is a metaphysical tool to understand that when we focus on it, so we take in this depression and we focus on what it is. And at the time, it was my substance abuse. And I was like, right, what are you trying to teach me? I can now focus on this abuse. What is it trying to teach me? And what it was trying to teach me was that I was only doing the substances to forget the bad decisions I made in my life, ultimately creating negative pathways. So it was only once I realized, oh, wow, this can show me something. It can show me what's going wrong in my life. But why it went wrong was because I was using it as a tool. I was using substances as a tool to try and forget all the bad choices I made. Therefore, once I realized that it was showing me something, I could then make positive pathways by creating more positive thoughts. Because a thought, let me just get this to you guys, right? I think this is very important for you guys to be able to understand. So here we go. So a thought, right? A thought is something that we do about the future or the past, right? But a thought can be so powerful that one single thought in your mind, even if it's not a real thought, it's something that you made up in your head, yeah? Even though it's not real, it can make you experience emotions, can't it, right? The sort of emotions, I'll give you an example. So thoughts can make you feel happy, sad, angry, loved, hatred, fear. These are the sorts of things that come along with thoughts, right, guys? So if we can understand that a thought isn't actually real, yes, it doesn't exist, and therefore that shows how important thoughts are in our minds, because they ultimately shape everything and create negative or positive pathways, you see? So thoughts are so powerful that they can make us feel a load of emotions. So it is very important that when we think, okay, and then say we are going down the bad thoughts, that's where we're going, right? If we are thinking of bad thoughts, to acknowledge it, to say, right, I understand right now that I am thinking negatively. And that's okay, because I'm going to acknowledge it. And when you sit with that and just think, this is my nervous system reacting, yeah, which is what your nervous system will do, because it's reacting to old habits. And once you can retrain the mind to basically say, when something bad happens, yes, I'm going to not react. And once you don't react, and you can think about it, you can see it for what it actually is and the lessons it's trying to teach us. You see? Remember, thoughts are so powerful. So make sure that you think of great and positive thoughts, therefore creating the positive pathways in our lives, ultimately creating better lives for each and every single one of you human beings. I hope that helps. It really does. Right then, D, any advice for a beautiful wife? She feels her imperfections, and I told her that I love all of your imperfections. I go to love myself before I can love you. Any advice for my beautiful wife? Your beautiful wife, this is for you, okay? You are loved and you matter, okay? And people care for you. Clearly, your husband cares so much about you, okay? So it's very, very important to remember that you are loved and that you are supported. And just those things alone can make a massive difference, right? Because we already know this. We already know that we're being supported and that we're loved and stuff like that, okay? It's just remembering and telling ourselves, Sometimes you might want to do it in a mirror and say things like, you are loved, you are cared for, you are supported. That literally helps program yourself, just like a computer requires programming. So whatever we say to ourselves, the nervous system will respond. And just as if it's negative or positive, it will respond to the negative or positives. Therefore, remember that you are supported, you are loved, and you are cared for. Yeah? So remember that, and you are special. Okay? Each and every single one of you is special, guys, and remember that. Remember that, okay? This is why we do what we do on this channel, because we want to try and bring as much happiness and health and food to the world so that we can make it a better place, guys, because that's what we want to do here, and it's up to us to be able to do that. You get me? Positive thoughts breed positive outcomes, guys. And remember, also, the negative thoughts can also be flipped into the positive. We just have to see them for what they really are. I hope that helps, Dee. I hope it does. Right then, so we've been 97 minutes already, guys. I don't think you lot have real problems. I'm not too sure what you mean by that, Charlotte, but even duct tape doesn't fix stupid hurt. Wow. Right there, guys. It's getting to a point now. Should we just keep going? Shall we just keep going? Well, my partner dragged me off the sofa, and all the skin on my elbow has come off, and I bet it does, because he asked me off to ask someone something and didn't like how I asked. Yes, well, Charlotte, that's something for you and your spouse to discuss there. But I probably didn't really mean to hurt you like that, I can imagine. But just be very careful when you both play like that. It's very important that you both love one another, because I can imagine that you do. I would love to give more, support to be able to talk about those things, but I think it's really important, for you two to be able to discuss such a things and be in a safe space to be able to do it as well, Charlotte, because I have actually been, the victim of domestic violence myself. And I think that it's very important that you are safe and know that you are, we do care about you here, Charlotte. So I do take this comment very seriously, That's not a real problem. My brother, what? Wow. Amber, this is mad. In front of me and I tried to, whoa, 21 years. Wow, that is a very powerful thing to comment, Amber. And I'm very proud of you for tuning in with that and sharing your experiences there. I mean, I hope that you are in a safe space and that you're okay, because that is a lot to get off your chest there. Just want you to know that you are loved, okay? And we care about you here. We really, really do, from the bottom of my heart. Okay, we really care about you here. Thank you for that powerful, very powerful comment, Amber. When did you get YouTube channel? I don't know who Sharon is. You never know what someone's doing. Exactly, going through. I think we all have things we're going through and real struggles. Amber, you are completely right there. We are all so different with our problems. Also, I mean, I've been through domestic violence with a few partners, and at the time, sometimes I split up with them and I got back with them. And I used to, I never knew my worth, and I thought that people that hit me, I thought that I seen stuff like that as a kid. I was used to seeing it, so I think that my childhood impacted how those things, what happened to me with my domestic violence that happened towards me. I think that I just felt that I wasn't worth it, and that, I was just going to put up with it because it's what I was used to, and so when I was in that relationship, I actually tried to unalive myself when I was spiked with substances. And that relationship, although it was very messy, I learned a lot from it. I really, really do. And going through the domestic violence and stuff like that in that relationship was, a big eye opener for me. It really, really was. Whew, I'm so glad that I'm still here, guys, to be able to share these stories as well. He asked me to ask if because I had a few wine. He said I embarrassed him. Yeah, it's not a good excuse though, is it, to be able to just go and do something like that just because you embarrassed him? It's I'm guessing it sounds like maybe you're not with him anymore, Charlotte. Me too. A lot to know what men are accused. Yeah, it's mad because you think that it's just men abusing women when it comes to domestic violence, guys, but it's actually not. It's both ways, guys. And it's a crazy part that happened in my life, and I'm so glad I'm here to be able to speak to you guys now as a survivor of all of this stuff, guys, because I almost wasn't here twice in my life. And the third time, when I felt like I was going to, didn't want to be here, I actually rang the charity that helped me, and that was the Samaritans. So I'm so lucky that I had the ability to be able to ask the Samaritans for help in my time of crisis, Charlotte, where are you? Sorry, I'm not keeping up with all these comments, guys. Where's Charlotte? There she is. He's on his last legs with me. Like I said, we are all on our own journeys, and Charlotte, I respect you on your journey and what you're going through right now. And just remember, if you ever do need to talk and we're on a live stream, that I am all ears. I have got ears, I promise. So Charlotte, we're here for you as the community here of Awakened Spirits. We got your back when you need us, okay? Just so you know that, Charlotte. Whenever you need us, drop a comment. I will remember who you are, as long as you don't change your name in your profile picture. And if you ever need a talk, we are here for you, okay? Thank you, Charlotte. And I'm sorry to hear you in that situation, Charlotte. Yeah, but trust me, you can get out of it. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for. You really are. And well done, Amber. That is some amazing, inspirational comment there. Thank you so much. There's so many amazing people at a propane filling station. Thanks, heavens, for little grills. Trady, thank you. Thank you. Harry, I self-harm oftenly. A way to lose friends. I don't think that. So the way that I used to self-harm. Like, I used to drink and take drugs and stuff, do you get me? And I used to lay with whoever I could lay with, you know? And I actually learnt that doing those things were also forms of self-harm. So they do come in many forms, don't they? They really do. You know, and yeah, I mean, there's so much to talk about in this mental health live stream today. It really is, guys. And thank you all for tuning in and having a little, saying what you're saying, guys. Thank you. Okay, thing ever happened. Charlotte, you sound like you don't. If we can. We are survivors. Wow, Awakened Alliance. Wow, an NDE. That's incredible. And you're still here as well. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Very powerful comment. Sharky, I'm not going to be taking off the mask. And do you think the red pill tastes like the blue pill? You are referring to the Matrix, and the thing is, though, in the Matrix, as we know, that the computers decide what everything tastes like. So I can imagine there may be a difference between the two colours in flavour. Maybe. What do you think? Amber, thank you, Ezekiel. Sorry, my phone won't let me respond, but everyone here seems pretty cool. They do, don't they? And you're welcome. You are welcome, Amber. I'm so happy there's so many amazing, incredible human beings in this live stream that wish to share some of their experiences. It really is heartwarming. Thank you. Everyone wants me to take off the mask. Change is inevitable except from vending machines. Trainee, I do love your comments. Thank you. I do. They're so freaking cool. Can you take the mask off, Sharky? No. I'm not going to be taking it off. What's the blue pill taste like? Yeah, I've already read that one. Let's catch up. Sorry. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry, though. Shaz, if you ever need... Yep. Thank you for saying that, Amber. People who get depressed need to learn how to get over it. You've not well, we're the center of our own universe, guys, you get me? So we literally are. So at any moment in our lives, yes, we can change this play that we're in. Think of it like a play, guys, right? At any moment you can change the actor, the script, or the edit, you see. So at any point in our lives, we can change the actor, so that's who we are, the script, that's what we're saying, what we're doing, and the edit, that's how we look at what we're doing, you see. Because we can change those things at any point, we can change the script, change the act, or change the edit of our own lives. That is how powerful and how divine we all are here, you see. Yes, your comments were very supportive for my beautiful wife. Thank you very much for your work is helping others. Thank you so much, Dee. Now, I would just like to quickly add to that, though, Dee. I'm not a professional at this, and I will make mistakes, and I might not always say the right thing, guys, but I am only human, just like everyone else here, okay? Thank you all for listening. Alijo, I am not probing anyone. Thank you. I don't like to get poo under my fingernails. Thank you. I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not sure. Wow, I like that one too. Thank you about the mask. Fred, thank you. I'm not going to probe you either. Thank you. Buddy trade. Yeah, he is buddy, isn't he? William reveals, are you from Mars? I am not from Mars, no. Amber, I'm able to change, so I live without regrets. Wow, that's a really, really good way to do that. To love without regret. Guys, that's amazing. Well done, Amber. Thank you for that. Very powerful message also. Could definitely learn a thing or two from your comments, guys. Thank you, Drew. Thank you. Alijo, stop being a goober, eh? I know what a goober is. You're not a goober. But I do appreciate such good comments, though. Thank you, Eligio. I do appreciate you being in this live and being so funny because it helps. It does help a lot, you know. Just like how funny Trainee is, you know. If I agree with you, we both be wrong. See what I mean? Thank you, Feds. Thank you. You're also welcome. Williams, thank you for the alien emojis. So spiritual, it's all about letting go of all negative thoughts, eating an alkaline diet, drinking only water, and meditation. Learn to love yourself 100% and you'll spiritually awaken properly. Wow, thank you for such an amazing positive comment there. Also, very powerful. Thank you, spiritual being. You seem great. I'm glad I found this chat. Also, thank you for being so open. Amber, thank you. Thank you. It's you guys that make these chats so amazing and intriguing and so insightful and learning for others, guys. It's all because of you guys, not just me. It's you. Yeah, it's how important you guys are in everything that we do because we're all about you guys. I could seriously freak out people with a cut. Yeah, this is something that we wanted to do at some point. So maybe some jump scares and out in the town. It'd be funny, wouldn't it? But you know, gotta be careful because you know I might get punched in the face or something. But I do know Muay Thai kickboxing, so I am trained, guys. So if anybody did try to beat me up when I'm outside doing something for the live stream, then I would just defend myself as good as I know. And if they would try to hit me, I'll just dodge them and you know, get out the way. Right then, so I don't want to have that power, honestly. Okay. But then I might have to kick out here. I'm not too sure what that is. Terry, Mr. Alien, how was your hot sauce recover? Terry, a bloody burnt, I'm not going to lie. Even when I put this mask on today, my eye started burning and all my face is still tingly now, actually. My hot hole lived up to its name at the show. Definitely, Terry, it burnt. I'm guessing you watched it. Did you see episode 4 of Hot Holes, Terry? Let me know. Amber, me too. Just let me know when you want to go. I've been an officer for 15 years and in men's prisons. Wow, that's amazing. You're actually you're a police officer. Is that right, Amber? Procrastinate now. A trainee I am procrastinating. It's what I do every day. Terry, I did not. I only see the live the other day. Ah, right. Well, welcome to our channel here. We are doing amazing things on this channel with charity, donating all your amazing donations, buying food for our local food banks and donating it all. That's what we do here on this live stream, guys. And we also like to bring awareness to mental health. You know, this is why we're doing these mental health awareness live streams also. So really is amazing to have you in here, guys, each and every single one of you. And thank you, Terry, for tuning in to Ezekiel. I appreciate it. This is both spiritually and physically arousing. Thank you, P. Gizzy. Wow. I do find these comments so funny. I still own you for what you did to me in the 89. I am not too sure what that is. It might have not been me. I hope it wasn't. She can arrest me. Oh no. Thing and alien. Where is you? Oh, right then. Thank you, Awakened Alliance. We all love you too. Thank you for such kind words. I don't suffer from insanity. I enjoy every minute of it. Trainee. Oh, I love you all. Just so, thank you. It's just that I like that one, Trainee. Yes, I do too. Well done with that one. Smoking Dabs, welcome to the live. For those of you that just joined in, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm your friendly, interdimensional, extraterrestrial, Ezekiel. Yes, and you are on my mental health awareness live stream where I've been talking about, overcoming my depression, substance abuse, and my homelessness, guys. But we've just been talking about all sorts of things here, haven't we, guys? He definitely is. He's sharp-witted as hell, isn't he, with all these amazing jokes? Hello, but it's broke. Trainee, I used to have a handle on life, but it's broke. Can we just employ you full-time to say jokes? Because they're really good, you know. There we go. COVID changed the world. Vibrational frequency. That's a very interesting one to talk about there. It really is. Love to hear more of that. Can you blink? I am blinking, it's just so quick you can't see it. Mental health awareness is such a joke. You're just admitting to the world how flawed you are. Accept hands out. That's a really good way of putting it, though. I do appreciate your comment. Thank you. Shopee marketing team. Mod him up. Innit? I should do. Looks almost real. Thank you, Smoking Dab. I appreciate it. I've got a little bit of a tear by here. You know, I've worn this away quite a bit doing all the live streams, but I will be buying a new one at some point. Won't be yet, though. It'll be a while. Right then. Out of my mind. Back in 5 minutes. I like that one too. Right then. You two awakened. Am I? Do appreciate that. You ever stop to think and forget to start again? All the time. That happens to me every day, you know. Awakened frequency was at its peak because of Nikola Tesla, but then could put a meter on free. Yes, it's mad. You are right there, because Nikola Tesla was creating alternating current, not direct current. And Nikola Tesla's alternating current was being created through renewable energy. Yes. You are right there. Well done. We are all flawed. That's what makes us humans, and we can connect over that. Yes, you are so right there, Amber. Well done. Hamburg, I don't beg hands out. I just don't care. It's like the art of not giving, and just. You ever read that book? I've never read that book. No. It's a simple formula. Seriously, if you're depressed, have a smoke and get on with life. Work for what for your adult life. Yeah, so that's a really good way that your way and your spirit on that. I really do appreciate you coming in with that. Shops P marketing team, do appreciate your comment. Karate, hello, welcome back. Do appreciate you in my live stream. Imanan, how do you keep dirt out of your eyes without eyelashes? That's a problem, I'm telling you now. It really is, you know. I'm glad you noticed that problem, though. But yeah, I get dirt in my eyes all the time. It really does hurt. Not to mention Edison's rich friend, Thomas Edison. Yes, he actually created the direct current, and the way he went about that was to monetize it. Whilst Nikola Tesla was not trying to monetize electricity, he was trying to give it to everybody for free wirelessly. And that's where Thomas Edison said no, and then discredited Nikola Tesla's work and made him look like he was crazy. Stupidity is not a handicap park everywhere. The hell? Oh God! Right. If you rest, you rust. Try to move your body even body every so often. Sorry guys, it's so hard to read in this mask. Every single thing that you have, especially your friends. Life is too short and friends are too few. I've got some amazing friends, guys. Really, really have, and I'm so freaking happy that I'm still here to be able to have amazing friends. I thought it would be your second eyelash, like a cat. They close vertically and the others close horizontally. You are right there, but mine, like humans, I guess. Yeah, but there's probably an inner layer first than this one. Can make so much profit off the light bulbs across. I'm not too sure. Oh, yes, you're right there. Yeah, you are right there. You are right. Planned obsolescence you're referring to there, Amber. Yes, you're very knowledgeable about this stuff, Amber. I do appreciate this knowledge that you're sharing here. So yes, Amber's talking about planned obsolescence. And that's as simple as every single product that we buy on the high street, yeah, especially it being electrical items, there is something called planned obsolescence that's built into each item. And I'll give you some examples of some planned obsolescences, you see. So just like the iPhone comes out every single year, they don't have to bring a new one out every year, but they do. And they make it look newer and better and shinier than the last year's version, therefore making you, the consumer, trick you into thinking, oh, I want to go and buy that new iPhone because it's new. Yes? But there isn't really anything new to it, guys. It's just different software. It's the same phone. Yes? But that's called planned obsolescence. Another example would be light bulbs. Did you know that light bulbs, by law, yes, have to break after 30,000 hours of use? And if they don't break, then the company that makes those light bulbs actually gets sued by the government. This is real. It's called planned obsolescence, guys. So another example of planned obsolescence, I'll give it to you now. Say, here we go. Say, for instance, my cooker here. My cooker has knobs on it. It's the mind it goes into, guys. Don't think dirty there. Cooker knobs, okay? So we got cooker knobs, and there's numbers in painting on these knobs, right? There's numbers that have been painted to let you know what setting to change on the cooker. Now you see the planned obsolescence is in the paint. When the paint rubs off, you can no longer see what setting you're using. So these are also ways of planned obsolescence is used so that the cooker wears. Yeah, so then it becomes a priority to somebody who wants to get a new one, you see. Therefore, you're going to want to get a new cooker because you can't see the writing on these settings anymore. Do you understand that, guys? Right then, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure being in this live. I do appreciate each and every single one of you being in here. Trainee, thank you. Amber, thank you. Awakened Alliance, thank you. Spiritual Being, thank you. Fatal, thank you. Bradley, thank you. Oh, dude, work back and ready. Go back home with you. This place is awful. So thank each and every single one of you for being in this live. I do appreciate you all, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It's free. And double tap the screen, guys, to like the live. If everybody right now can double tap the screen to like the live, let's get up to 100, guys. Let's quickly get this live stream up to 100. Double tap the screen before we leave. Come on, guys. We're on 65. Let's get it up to 70. Double tap the screen, guys. Come on. Let's do it. Double tap the screen. I've never had 100 likes in a live before. Let's give it a go. We got 66, thank you. Whoever double tapped the screen then, you're a legend. Thank you so much. Come on, guys, double tap the screen, like the live before we leave. Come on. Thank you, Spiritual Being. It's been amazing, guys. 67 likes in the live. Thank you, guys. 67, 69, we're almost on 70. Come on, guys. Everybody in the live, double tap the screen to like the live. Let's try and see if we can get it up as high as we can before we do go. I do appreciate each and every single one of you that has helped out. Really, really have made a massive difference just by being in this channel and watching, guys. It does help with the revenue that YouTube pay us. It's amazing. Thank you also, guys. Any ideas for the Fifth Dimension Awakening song? Yes, I have actually. D. So on Spotify, if you've got Spotify, if you haven't, you can find this frequency anywhere. So play the frequency 432, 432D. Play that frequency with no other music. Just play that frequency, depending on how high you want it or how low you want to play it in sound, and just sit there in that frequency. Okay, and when you do, it is also known as the miracle frequency. It will bring you happiness. It literally does, guys. It's amazing. 70 likes. Wow, this is the most likes we've ever had. 71. You are all amazing, guys. Wow. 71 likes in this live. Wow. Yes. Yes, it is known as the Earth number, 432 hertz, guys. It's what music used to be tuned to. 432 hertz. And now music is tuned to the 440 hertz. I'm pretty sure Amber would probably know a little bit about this if Amber was still there. Right then. I'd want to know that frequency. 432 Shopee marketing team. That's what it is, okay? Raven, bro, you're so scary. I don't mean to scare you. I really don't apologize. Right then, guys, I'm about to go. So it's been an absolute blast. You know, I really do appreciate each and every single one of you being in this live. That is another amazing frequency. Thank you. I learned something new about planned obsolescence. I understand that one with the iPhone a long time ago, but I don't know about the light bulbs. Yeah, it is actually true, the light bulbs. It really is. It was light bulbs, anything electrical. Anything electrical. It has to break at a certain point. Otherwise, the government sue the companies. You should Google it. You should Google it. Anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. You can watch emotion change from structures of water as it freezes. That's something memory. So that's a memory, water memory. That's something we're going to look into Awakened Alliance, where we're going to freeze water and try and look at it to see if there's any patterns from objects that we put in the water to see if water does have memory. That is something that we wanted to do. Right, good night, every single one of you. I really have enjoyed you all being in this live and tuning in. You are all amazing human beings, and I love each and every single one of you. I knew Amber knew something about that. See, what an intelligent human being you are, just like each and every single one of you. You've all had something amazing to say and tune in. I think you are all amazing. Thank you all so much. And like Amber just said, have a great day. Goodbye, everyone. Remember, Ezekiel loves each and every single one of you, and you all matter, okay? You all matter, and you are all cared for, and I love each and every single one of you. Goodbye, my awakened spirit.